There was a time when confidence didn't need an announcement. You can read it in how someone stood, how they paused, or how they looked at the world around them. There was no rush to prove anything. The stillness was enough. Now, confidence feels like something you have to demonstrate constantly. Every silence is interpreted, every absence has a story attached to it. The same quality that once drew people in now gets mistaken for indifference. When style spoke first. In a slower era, space carried meaning. A moment of quiet wasn't empty, it could be deliberate. People understood timing, and timing shaped perception. The person who could pause without losing composure earned attention naturally. Style followed the same principle. The choices were intentional but never loud. A single accessory, a color, or the way fabric moved could tell you more about someone than their words ever could. Expression wasn't about volume. Think detail. The subtle control projected security. It signaled that you weren't competing for attention because you already had it. When someone carried themselves that way, the room adjusted. There was a rhythm to it, and people respected it without needing it explained. The shift begins. Over time, the pace of life changed. Communication became immediate. Distance disappeared. We started seeing everything, everywhere, all at once. Silence began to feel outdated. The world moved toward constant visibility. You no longer met someone, you followed them. Their opinions, routines, and emotions were available on demand. That level of access rewired perception. Visibility became proof of relevance, and relevance started to define worth. When the standard is constant display, quiet composure can look like absence. Confidence that once felt grounded starts to read as uncertainty. The shift wasn't intentional. The structure of attention itself changed. Why quiet confidence once worked. Psychologically, quiet confidence thrives because scarcity shapes value. When something is rare, the mind fills in the blanks. We assume depth behind mystery. That's what made calm people magnetic. You didn't have all the information, so curiosity did the work. In the past, the slower pace protected that mystery. You didn't know what everyone was doing, and that unavailability built intrigue. People valued presence because it wasn't guaranteed. Moments felt personal instead of shared with millions of strangers. That scarcity gave style and demeanor more weight. The smallest gesture could feel like a statement. People moved carefully because every impression lasted longer. When interaction is limited, behavior matters. Why it's harder now. Modern life erases scarcity. We're visible around the clock. Devices keep us on display even when we don't realize it. Our digital versions never sleep. The constant visibility changes how confidence functions. The human brain still craves novelty, but the internet provides endless repetition. That's the familiarity effect. The more you see something, the less remarkable it becomes. When everyone broadcasts confidence, the quality loses distinction. Genuine calm gets drowned out by constant projection. At the same time, silence triggers doubt. People expect updates as reassurance. If you're not seen, you must not be relevant. That expectation pressures people to perform identity rather than live it. The result is overstimulation. Everyone is visible, but few are truly seen. The validation loop. Quiet confidence depends on internal validation, the belief that you're fine whether or not anyone acknowledges it. Social media trains the opposite reflex. It rewards external validation through numbers, likes, follows, shares. At first, those metrics feel harmless. They provide small dopamine hits of approval, but the brain adapts quickly. What started as feedback becomes necessity. When the numbers dip, so does confidence. That cycle rewires self-assessment. Instead of asking, how do I feel about my work, people ask, how did it perform? The focus shifts from mastery to measurement. Real confidence weakens because the sense of self becomes dependent on response. Quiet confidence doesn't translate well to that system. It resists quantification. It asks you to trust presence without analytics. That's difficult in a world built to measure everything. Cultural noise and emotional fatigue. The modern environment runs on interruption. Every alert, every post and update competes for mental space. That constant input leaves little room for reflection. Confidence, however, requires reflection. It needs time to form opinions and sit with them. Without that pause, confidence turns into reaction. People rush to express before they understand. The result is an endless cycle of commentary without conviction. Many people feel this fatigue but can't name it. It's not burnout from work. It's burnout from exposure. The psychological toll of being constantly reachable or judged or compared makes composure feel unnatural. It's easier to join the noise than to hold still inside it. How quiet confidence arrives. Despite all of that, quiet confidence hasn't disappeared. It now lives in small acts of restraint, deciding not to reply, not to post, not to explain. It shows up in the ability to stay centered while everything else accelerates. You can sense it in people who control their tempo. They don't rush to match the speed of others. They let moments arrive instead of chasing them. Their calm doesn't come from indifference, but from understanding how energy works. That kind of confidence isn't loud because it doesn't need witnesses. It communicates through consistency. When you move this way, people notice eventually, even if they can't describe why. Why calm still holds power. Stillness draws attention precisely because it's rare. When everything around you moves at full speed, the person who isn't in a hurry becomes the focal point. Calm disrupts chaos. It creates contrast. This is why brands and leaders and creatives who maintain composure stand out more today. The world is over-signaled. Every extra motion, every loud appeal competes with thousands of others. But silence and certainty travel differently. They create anticipation. Quiet confidence also holds emotional gravity. It communicates that you're not negotiating your worth. That signal reads subconsciously as stability, and stability is magnetic. People want to hear what feels secure. Why the return is inevitable. You can sense a cultural shift beginning. People are growing tired of oversharing. They want presence that feels earned. Minimalism, slower fashion, Analog hobbies and even voice-only communication are reappearing because they restore a sense of rhythm. The next wave of influence won't come from those who post the most. It will come from those who express the least but mean it more. Attention is losing its novelty. Authenticity is regaining it. The movement back towards quiet strength isn't nostalgia. It's correction. It's balance returning after a decade of digital success. Practical psychology of quiet confidence. Confidence in any age depends on three principles: self-awareness, restraint, and clarity. Self-awareness means understanding how you come across without letting perception control you. Restraint keeps emotion from spilling into every situation. It rebuilds trust because consistency feels safe. Clarity simplifies decisions. When you know what matters, you stop chasing what doesn't. These principles applied naturally before. Now they have to be practiced. That's the modern form of discipline. Protecting your internal state from external noise. The psychology behind it is measurable. Studies show that deliberate silence lowers stress hormones and increases empathy. People who manage pace think more clearly and react less impulsively. Confidence isn't louder, it's calmer because the nervous system follows the mind's rhythm. The modern expression of style. If style once spoke first, it did so because it mirrored self-control. The way someone dressed, the way someone spoke, the way someone walked came from how they organized their thoughts. In the digital age, that connection still applies. The difference is that now, restraint is the new luxury. Privacy is the new exclusivity. What people can't easily access becomes aspirational again. The individual who moves with control, online or offline, communicates something money can't buy: peace. That's what the modern audience secretly wants. Not flash, not chaos. Balance. What this means going forward. We're reaching a point where calmness itself becomes influence. The people who can navigate attention without chasing it will define the next phase of culture. They'll set trends by refusing to compete for them. Their confidence will come from consistency, not spectacle. The audience that once rewarded noise will start rewarding clarity. For creators, leaders, and anyone trying to build presence, the lesson is simple. Depth lasts longer than volume. The world is saturated with loud signals, but starved for real tone. Confidence is shifting back to its original form. Not something you perform, but something you live. Quiet confidence never stopped being effective. It only lost visibility. It doesn't ask to be noticed. It simply endures until the noise fades. The truth is, style still speaks first. The language just changed. In a culture addicted to reaction, composure is rebellion. People will remember those who mastered it, because calm is what everyone eventually seeks once the volume burns out.
Sweet little ditty, I don't mean to hurt you, baby.